Perfect. Alright. Naturally, we're gonna save here. Continue. There we go. You done yet? No, you still have an hour and 4 minutes. So probably just as I'm finishing the stream, that one will finish. Today's an early end for me, guys. I have a work meeting I gotta go to at 2:30, and then I gotta go up to the mall to pick up Uncharted Lost Legacy. If I disappear, it's because the power went out.
To think this was once the Temple of Earth. Look what has become of it.
I've never set foot here either. Yet the change is clear.
Well, at least it seems the Eternian forces dare not deploy troops here.
Yet I sense a foul presence.
Monsters, no doubt.
It may be after the Earth Crystal. Let's hurry!
Okay. And this is like another way into the temple. I'll just leave combat off for today since it's a shorter stream. Yeah, there's a thunderstorm here. Can you guys hear the lightning? Or the thunder? Ancient bow. Is that better than the one you're using? Oh yeah. Speaking of which, while I'm in the... Abate lightning on for now. As long as one person survives, that's all I care about. In case you're guessing, I saw something over there, and I know the last element of it. It's this dude right here. Another X potion. Question then becomes, how do we get where we're going? This castle is, or this temple is definitely a lot different laid out than the other temples. Okay, let's go over here and get the treasure. Turbo Ether! It'll give you money where you live. We don't get too many thunderstorms. We just get a lot of rain here as well. As I've said to people before, Shadow, where I live, we have 3 states of weather, which are raining, about to rain, and just rained. Alright. Well met, brave souls. You bow the qualifications. I'm the Anchorite of Bolts, mouthpiece of Deus Ex. Withstand its assault and its power shall be yours to command. Now have you the confidence to accept its furious might? Yes? No? Maybe? Really? Alright, gosh, then, show me you've the strength to stand firm. Alright, here goes.
Splendid.
So much for resisting lightning. Alright, well, one person survived, that's all I needed. What else did I need? Did I change you? I need you to go back and we gotta put back on two-handed. I don't think it really mattered what I had here, did it? Unless you know Abate Earth. I don't know which enemy learns Abate Earth. Yeah, I don't think... We'll be fine. I think. Unless the next boss completely murders me, I should be okay. Swordmaster does? Okay, thanks, Melodia. Appreciate it. Your area is pretty dry. Yes. Are you in one of the arid southern states? Hey, there's a blue treasure chest. There's stairs down. Where's that lead? Pretty sure this is where I think it leads. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. That's not the one for me. There's a blue chest I saw over here, too. Fuck you, blue chest. This staircase over here will lead to the other side of the room. We don't want to go there either. This music kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy 15. Gold hourglass. A dark shield. What am I using right now anyway? Oh, it's a little bit less defense, but it nullifies dark, so I'll give that to you. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need that soon, I think. Guess is as good as mine. Thought so when you said that you didn't get a lot of rain there. That's the first area it made me think of. Fuck off, there's a treasure chest over there. Alright, hang on guys, we gotta go get the treasure. We have to. It's a matter of principle. We have no encounters turned on, so... Dragon Fang. Tiz always looks like he's gonna fall over when he's running. Maybe it's just how I weave. Okay. Dead ends. Ah, this floor looks a lot like the crystal chambers we're used to seeing. Observations of the crystal.
Let's see. It says... Observations of the crystal. Submitted by... What? Victor S. Court?
The energy within the crystals may be categorized by their names: viz, fire, water, wind, and earth. The application effect of a crystal only extends to its corresponding element. For instance, the efficacy of this crystal extends to soil, land, mud, rock, and the like. It is for that reason the Orthodoxy names this the earth crystal. As for the method of extracting the energy it holds within...
Wow! Not that I really understand.
Yes, I'm afraid I didn't follow that either.
It seems I must look beyond what I had thought was simple desecration of the crystal.
Alright, what do we got next? Crystal healing waves.
The healing waves emanating from the crystal. This one also reads, submitted by Victor S. Court.
Two kinds of waves have been observed emanating from the earth crystal. The waves that amplify white magic efficacy were likely used by the Orthodoxy for benediction, healing, and exorcism. The waves that amplify black magic efficacy were likely used for retribution and attacks upon enemies of the faith. The Lord Marshal ordered that only those waves that amplify white magic are to be extracted and utilized. A new technique wherein an extraction cable is attached to the surface of the crystal without doing it harm has greatly advanced our works.
It seems they truly wish to advance medicine.
That treatment Idia's mother was receiving must have resulted from this research.
How could have such worthy efforts gone so terribly wrong?
Interesting. Hey, Silky Kittens! Hello! Of course, that has to be the exact time it rains.
Interim report on alchemical life research. Oh, this one reads, submitted by Vincent S. Court.
A tome entitled Alchemical Life was found among a trove of forbidden volumes seized from the Orthodoxy, but rather than some book of the occult dealing in miracles and manifestations, is an ancient book of medicine. It claims the crystal's white waves can stimulate in an individual's cells, and the black waves can link cells between the individuals.
Alchemical life? They went beyond merely saving lives?
Wait, there's more. This so-called alchemical life is unstable, and keeping the resulting subjects alive comes at great difficulty. So, it seems they propose that the research be shut down.
That might explain our young friend Victoria. Okay. That is enough of that. We got all of our information. You beat the king and the spellweaver. Good job. They can be pretty rough. Earth charm. I have a feeling they're giving me that for a reason.
Let's see. Oh, this is an account by a crystallist of high standing.
The Great Plague.
This is what the author wrote about the Great Plague.
The terrible plague ravaged the world, finally reached our shores. Already, there are those falling ill in the villages to the east. To halt its spread to the Orthodoxy headquarters, top officials of the faith have closed all roads and forbidden the influx of people and goods. Controversy arose when a young cleric appealed to his superiors to use the power of the earth crystal for purification and medical treatment. But the proposal had no hope of approval. As we hold the crystals as sacred, the hierarchy ignored it. The purging of refugees for seeking to thwart the blockade was as a scene from hell. The purged believed were hailed as martyrs.
How terrible. How could they be so cruel?
By saying we had no other choice, no doubt.
But to have a way to battle the plague and not use it, they simply forsook them.
The Great Plague. Alright. A cleric departs.
The end of the plague. The date is much later than the past entries.
The young cleric appealed to his superiors day after day to no avail. When the Great Plague showed signs of abating, the Orthodoxy was overjoyed. Those who had advocated the blockade were showered with praise. Some days later, the young cleric was summoned before the Vestal, whereupon he was mocked and reprimanded for hours on end. The plague wiped out his village of birth, save for a few who escaped, and many other villages within the Faith's land suffered the same fate. Henceforth, the young cleric was never again seen amongst the ranks of the Crystal Orthodoxy. Perhaps he was shipped to a post of no consequence, or fallen away altogether.
He sounded like a hero in the making. If he had counted among the Orthodoxy's leaders, this land would have perhaps changed for the better. But then perhaps I wouldn't have been here with you today.
Ah dear. I think we know who that young cleric was.
The end of the world.
The Orthodoxy's head temple had already fallen, and it shall not be long before my refuge too is discovered by the invaders. The Earth Vestal was dragged before their leader. It was the once young cleric, now a seasoned soldier, fearless and self-assured. The Vestal faced him, hurling words of contempt and scorn, but ere she could finish, an enraged member of his guard cut her down with a stroke of his long blade, and the Vestal's body fell silently to the floor. All is lost.
So that's how the Earth Vestal was slain.
What an awful tale.
With a stroke of his long blade.
Sounds like Alternus Din was the one who killed the Earth Vestal. Vestal. Earth Mallet! And one more group of things to read, I'm sure.
The Reconquest of Eternia. I wonder what it says in here.
The Reconquest of Eternia.
The Reconquest campaign. Troop deployments.
Our uprising was lacking in everything. Troops, armaments, cultivation of informants within the Orthodoxy, but the Crystal Orthodoxy would soon put their plans in motion. The debate between our Lord Templar and the Sage continued. At the end of 3 days and 3 nights, our Lord Templar gave the order to strike. His family was to remain behind in this land. We departed before sunrise the next day. We procured weapons and ammunition in Ansheim, and then slipped secretly into Eisenberg. From northern Eisenberg, 3 fortified airships took us across the highlands, at last entering the land of Eternia. An abridged listing of our main invasion force follows. The valiant usurper braved the Templar. Our Lord Templar insisted we name him as Usurper. Assault troops from the Temple of Earth, they to take the Earth Crystal and protect our Crystal Technology Squad. Swordmaster Nobutsuma Kamiizumi, Commander Hayridin Barbarossa, Lieutenant Commander. Dr. Vincent S. Corse, technology squad leader, accompanied by his 10-year-old son, serving as his assistant. Assault troops for the Orthodoxy's head temple. They are to halt all of the institution's functions and seize all of its forbidden tomes and assets. Sir Argent Heinkel, Commander Fior de Rosa, Lieutenant Commander. Barris Lair, Officer in Training, Iridus Profiteer, and Dr. Kada, Auditors. Occupation forces for the city of Eternia. These troops will be assigned to the keeping of peace and preparing for the laying of the cables. Spellfencer Sigma Kint, Commander Einhira Venus, Officer in Training. Holly White, Medic in Training. Head Temple Occupation.
Head Temple Occupation. It says this one is written by Sir Argent Heinkel, Commander.
Once the Temple of Earth fell and the news of the Earth Vessel's demise reached the resistance at the Head Temple, they quickly surrendered. The Orthodoxy soldiers and leaders were stripped of their weapons and confined to the temple. The Lord Templar strictly forbade us from rampant slaughter and maltreatment of the vanquished. None have yet disobeyed his order. Those sympathetic to our cause were allowed to join us, while those who refused were to be released. As for Eridus Profiteer, the man sent to Treasure House to seize the Orthodoxy's assets, unsavory rumors about him soon began to circulate. Investigation into bribes by former Orthodoxy officials and large-scale disappearance of artworks from the Treasury House is underway. Dr. Kada, tasked with deciphering the Orthodoxy's forbidden spells, continues to meet clandestinely with his lieutenant, De Rosa. In comparison, Barrislair's simple enthusiasm for more fighting is almost refreshing to see. You recall Barris was the monk that we fought?
The occupation of the city. This one says it's written by Commander Sigma Kint.
A month has passed since our bloodless occupation of the city of Eternia, and the people are finally beginning to settle into their daily lives. Einhira, originally from this city, doggedly patrols its streets saying, "I shall defend the city that is the home to my master's training grounds." The occupation force is also comprised of others from this land, and perhaps that is another reason for the easing of people's fears. A few days prior, it was announced that this land had been rechristened the Duchy of Eternia. A member of the royal bloodline that was once ruled Eternia before the Crystal Orthodoxy was restored to power as Archduke. And naming himself Grand Marshal of the Eternian forces, the Lord Templar began his tireless effort to build a new system of government. When Dr. Vincent S. Corse proposed a great feat of engineering be erected in one corner of the city, it was approved at once. Great cables are to be extended from the Temple of Earth all the way to the city, but I know not their purpose. Rumor has it the cables are to be linked with the buildings under the construction of the medical district, also part of the doctor's proposal. The decreed construction schedule is tight and will surely require additional laborers from among the people and former Orthodoxy members. I spotted Medic in Training Holly White being scolded by Victor, a boy of the same age, for standing around and watching the construction. Anyway, so that's what happened after they took over the city. Yeah, Odin Sphere is supposed to be pretty awesome, Shadow. It's worth giving it a look. I haven't played it either. It's on my list. Okay, so I'm fairly certain that this guy might kick my ass, but we'll see. Give me just a quick moment here before I go in, just checking the time of the stream. Yeah, I can reset it here. This may be the last little bit of today's stream. I don't know. We'll see. Steve. Okay. Stop the recording.